The Nigerian Medical Association has accused the medical director of the Federal Teaching Hospital in Lokoja, Kogi State, of rights violations and engaging in unfair labor practices. The Kogi State chapter of the association says that the rights of its members have continued to be abused, while the working conditions at the hospital has witnessed a steady deterioration in the last few months. Our correspondent Joshua Imarayi, who has been monitoring the situation, joins us now. Joshua, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you for doing this. Let's get started. What more can you tell us about, this crisis and just basically from your report earlier, it seemed to be a very unfortunate situation.
The situation here in the Federal Teaching Hospital in Lokoja has degenerated as the hospital has been in the limelight for the wrong reason of recent. Particularly the case of January, around the month of January, where a lawmaker, a Kogi State lawmaker, lost his father-in-law and there were gunshots around the hospital. This particular situation gained a limelight and media attention as the whole nation was brought to a point of awareness of the entire happenings in the hospital, which was struck under the carpet. Around April, May, June, particularly, one ward attendant actually finishing a week long of night duty actually slumped in her house and was brought to the hospital and was not attended to, and which resulted to her death. This case actually resulted to a peaceful protest by the ward attendant of the hospital. So one of the reasons why these people were protesting was the lack of electricity to attend to this patient who died as a result of the negligence. Well, we visited the daughter of this of the disease. We visited the daughter of the deceased, and we got first-hand information. Unfortunately for us, the daughter refused to speak to us on camera, but she made some shocking revelations that when they got there, upon assessment, they couldn't take in the mother or treat the mother because of a lack of electricity. This is one of the cases being highlighted as the challenges bedeviling this institution that is directly behind me. And according to sources, based on what we gathered so far, the main reason why the lady is refusing to speak with us on camera, according to concerning the entire situation, was because of she was hushed. Her family was hushed, and they gave our younger sister, one of our sisters, appointment to be a ward attendant in the same hospital. So many revelations have been emerging. We spoke to a series of persons today who refused to reveal their faces. An anonymous person who spoke to us on camera, and we have from credible intelligence that something deep and shady is going down in this hospital behind me.
This is unfortunate, but were you able to speak to any member of staff there, someone of a high standing there, maybe from managerial role, to be able to speak to you as to what's exactly going on from their own end?
Yes, we spoke to the suspended resident, Resident Doctors Association, the president of the suspended president of the Resident Association of Doctors here in the hospital, Dr. Jimo, who was suspended because of he and the union actually protested a series of eventualities that has been ongoing in the hospital. And basically we saw the memo enforcing his suspension, and the things that caught our attention in that memo was the fact that he was suspended due to his protest, due to the protest of him and his union members and the Congress members. When I mean the Congress members, the members of the Resident Doctors Association of this hospital, the Federal Teaching Hospital here in Lokoja. That is one of the cases he was suspended. And secondly, based on the call me they were served, there were situations concerning the call me they were served, unmanageable situation in the hospital, poor conditions of the hospital, even the doctor's quarters and the doctor's common room in the operating session of the hospital was in bad shape. And this led to series of engagement with the chief medical director of the hospital. Unfortunately for the young man, he was suspended, and several of his members were queried as a result of their outburst on the situation. One particular incident that caught the attention of ours was the fact that they accused him of not doing due diligence and taking up placard to protest at the office of the Commissioner of Health here in the Kogi State, and Lokoja, the capital of Lokoja.
So what next then? What next for them? What's the next course of action for both the suspended members of staff there as well as the patients?
One thing I can tell you for sure is that the doctors now, they are afraid to speak. Whenever we try speaking with some of these doctors, they are reluctant to speak with us. One of the reasons is being that there is a high militarization of the entire surrounding in the hospital. Clearly, during our course of investigation, we spoke to the public relations officer of the hospital, which then he told us that he was not going to speak with us because he saw our report earlier of these allegations, and he commented that he was not going to speak to us. And he made one revelation to me. He said I would have contacted the Nigerian Union of Journalists here in Kogi State because they have an agreement. I don't know what the agreement is. I don't know what kind of compromise they've made. They've arrived. I don't know the arrangement they have. But one thing I'm telling you for sure is that there seems to be something shady going down behind those walls.
Well, Joshua, we must say thank you so much, and we'll continue to just to connect with you for more update on this story. Joshua Imarayi there from the capital, Lokoja of Kogi State.